UFC Nashville is underway after the 4th of July holiday. Hope everybody had a great time away from the Apex or the cage with your friends and family. I'm here with the UFC squad here. Sports Money's here to talk to you guys about 3 of the best early spots we found on the card to try to help you guys beat these books. And hey, I'll tell you what, we had that week off, a lot of fun. They take most of these holidays off, but the biggest news in that holiday time frame, 4th of July, 2026. Happy birthday, America 250. UFC fight on the White House lawn. Jeff, are you excited? How was your holiday? And give me one of the fighters you want to see in that UFC 2026 White House battle.
I am obviously excited about that. I think that's going to be fantastic. What do they say? 25,000 people or something. It's going to be excellent. 4th of July went great. You know, to answer your question, you threw me on the spot there. I'm not sure who I'd want to see in that one. I'm sure there's a handful of guys that I'd like to see, and I would imagine you're going to see a lot of the big names, of course. And I think it's going to be a solid event. So I'm looking forward to it. It's on my calendar.
It's only 51 weeks away, Sub. Are you counting down the days yet? And how was your 4th of July?
It was good, man. It was a great weekend. Yeah, that is quite the announcement. It's an interesting. I never thought I'd see the day. That's for sure.
I thought it was a pretty cool setup, and of course, all the boys. You know, like T-Rex is out there talking about how he's looking to be the first guy to submit somebody on the White House lawn, and Conor McGregor saying he might come back and look to fight in that. I mean, it's just it's going to be a lot of fun to get there. But hey, we've got ourselves back in the octagon for UFC Nashville. It's fight night. They're away from the Apex. And it's a big Saturday card with some decent names on there. A lot of big favorites. So we got to work somewhat diligently here to capture these best lines and try to look at some of the prop bets as we get towards fight night. But we won't waste anybody's time here. We do thank you guys for coming in and checking us out. We're going to start off with Jeff. He's going to talk to us about a little Curtis Griffin battle. And Jeff, we look forward to hearing how you're going to get paid.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is actually the final fight on the prelims card, which I was surprised this one didn't end up on the main card. Again, another one I say week in, week out, another one that looks pretty damn close on paper. You got Max Griffin at 39 years old. He's been around for a while, much like both these guys. Both of them got over 30 fights in their pro career. It seems like Max, though, hasn't been able to get really much traction. He's been win one, lose one for the last, year and a half, 2 years or so. He is coming in off a round 3 rear naked choke loss, which I believe happened within the last few seconds of that fight, which if it did go to decision, he was probably going to end up losing that one anyways. But he is a powerful puncher. The guy's got power behind him. He's got a bunch of knockouts in he's got 9 knockout victories in his career. So he does possess that power. He's not the best at wrestling, grappling, but he does manage to get some takedowns just about every fight, it seems. So it's going to be interesting because you got the takedown accuracy there. You see on the screen with Chris Curtis, he does prevent the takedowns. He's slightly younger at 37 years old. He's coming in off back-to-back losses. His last one was by a head kick within the last couple of seconds, which I ultimately think he was probably going to lose that fight in the end if it went to the judges. This should be a good matchup, though. You got Curtis coming down a weight class, which I'm not sure how that's going to play into how this fight actually ends up. At fight time, the weigh-ins are going to be interesting for this one, in my opinion. Curtis, he's a great striker. He's got power. He's got the ability to prevent the takedowns, as I had mentioned. Max should be looking to come into this one staying on the feet. I don't think he's going to have much complaints from a Curtis standpoint. I do think he's going to be Max is going to need to use some power to look for an early finish in this one, in my opinion, if that's how his path to victory is going to play out for him. Despite the last second KO there by Curtis, I don't think his chin's gone, in my opinion. I've seen a bunch of people on Twitter talking about, back-to-back losses. I don't see it. He's 37. He's had a lot of fights. So, who knows? And with this weight cut, we'll see ultimately what happens. But I can see Curtis going out there, slowing the fight down, doing enough to ultimately, pick up the win on the judges' eyes. This one, I saw a bunch of different ways to play it. I saw a bunch of minus 140s for, Curtis and this and that. I'm on Curtis in this one. I'm going to roll with Curtis at minus 3.5 was a plus 150 I did look back. Bet Online actually had now shifted that line to plus 140. I think he should be able to do enough to prevent the KO power from Griffin. And like I said, slow this fight down. I think Curtis is going to win this one. I like the minus 3.5 at plus 150. I'm looking forward to it. Mike's bringing us to the Landwehr Charriere fight. Mike, how are we getting paid in this one?
Thanks, Jeff. Definitely a close battle on paper. A lot of close battles on paper. I think we're going to see a lot of that with this UFC card, predominantly because second half of the calendar year, we've got Dana White Contender Series right around the corner, and they got to clean up this roster. They got to get some of these guys that are rounding out contracts, and I think that's why we see some big price tags. We also see some gatekeeper type matchups, and I don't know that Nate Landwehr is the gatekeeper when it comes down to it, but this dude's old, right? He's 37, 38 years old. He's definitely qualifies for that 7 years, the senior fade opportunity out there. Izzy just finishing out his contract. He's coming off of getting his ass busted out. There's no doubt about that. And, one of my favorite styles there, the old elbow thrasher takes him down and gives him the L. He also fought 5 times in like 2 years. So you talked about weight cuts, Jeff. I think this is one of those spots where you just wonder how much physical wear and tear can the body hold up to, for a 37, 38-year-old. Yeah, these guys match up pretty similarly, at least from a height and a weight perspective. But I think that's where it ends. Yeah, we're almost 8 years younger in the Frenchman. He's coming off a loss as well. And, the thing about it is, if it's a close battle and it goes to the judges, I think what he's learning is his technical proficiency has to improve. He takes that loss to Chepe. That was a split decision. That was a close one. That was a split decision loss I don't think I was on. But anyhow, Nathaniel Wood, he takes that decision loss as well. But when he's winning out there, like guys against Miranda and Zahini, he's finishing. He's KOing them. And I think that's where the opportunity here steps up. He's the more technical guy. We're going to see probably, a little bit of Landwehr come out here and probably shoot some takedowns. And we'll see what this takedown defense ultimately leads to and just what that looks like on the Charriere side of things here. But man, Charriere is like a fucking reckless maniac out there. He'll fight. He's a full mixed martial artist. He's good at striking. He doesn't mind going to the ground as well. He's working on his technical proficiency, and he has no problem taking people down that's the case that we see here with these guys. I think he's in a position where he says, if you want to stand, okay. If you want to go to the ground, okay. I know what he doesn't want to do, and that goes to judges' scorecards out there. So, when you look on the other side of things with Landwehr, dude always looks beat up. He wears I bet he comes in the ring, he's got a black eye. That's what we're going to see out of this thing here. So that's not going to wear pretty on the judges' scorecards, but I don't think it matters. I didn't think we get to that point. I love me some Charriere. Nice little favorite turned into a decent dog at plus 185 to win this way inside the distance. Probably most likely path to victory is the KO, but let's keep our options open, whether it goes ground and sup, tap and snap, KO, night, either way. Get this guy out of the ring and probably move him out so somebody else can come into the featherweight division from the Contender Series. That being said, Subhuman Gaucho is going to bring us to the closing of the show, and he's got a battle for us. He's got a big changeup we're going to talk about here. Can't wait to hear the breakdown.
Okay, well, yeah, looking forward to this Nashville card. It's a little strange, very strange fights. Lots of veterans on the brink of retirement. Lots of guys moving weight classes, and that's a case here. We got Junior Tafa coming down to light heavyweight, which is where he always preferred to be. He took a heavyweight fight on short notice. That was his entry into the UFC, and ever since then, the UFC's been giving him heavyweight fights, even though he always intended to be at light heavyweight. So he finally gets his chance here, and he looks like a completely different person. That's certainly one point in his favor. A lot different than the photo that you see on the screen there. And a bit of a low-level fight on the other side. You got Tuco Tokkos. This guy, I'll just be pretty honest, really. I don't think he deserves to be here. Kind of a finished product at this point. He's 35. And, they match up pretty similarly size-wise, but in terms of skill set, they're very different. I don't think Tukos is good at much. He's a primary grappler, but his control is not very good. I will say he's got some good front chokes and things like that, but I don't think he's going to have a chance to employ him here against a kickboxer in Tafa. And while Tafa comes in just 6-3, he does have an extensive kickboxing and boxing background. Lots of professional fights, professional Muay Thai fights and all that. So while he's probably got a bit of a deficiency in grappling here, I think he's going to look like the much bigger man come fight night. He's a full 7 years younger, and I think he gets him out of there, quite frankly. All Tafa's wins have come by KO. I think that's likely the case here. I played it a little bit safer. The guy's got good cardio. Perhaps Tukos can survive, eat up some time with cage control or grappling and whatnot, trying to force grappling situation. So I drank the juice on this one. It's a little scary to think about, playing a minus 165 money line on Tafa, who I don't think has a very high ceiling, but Tuco's 0-2 in the UFC. I think he's going to leave the organization at 0-3. And Tafa, 2-3 in the organization. As I said, I don't think his ceiling's very high, but if you can't get this guy to the ground and you're an inferior striker, he's a pretty tough guy to handle. I don't think Tukos can do it. So, it's a pretty easy click for me. Tukos, I think, will be gone sooner rather than later. And I think Tafa's fun enough that he will stick around, and I think he will collect a couple more wins. So it's a little sketch for me, but I am going to drink the juice with the Tafa brother here. And in Nashville.
3 breakdowns, First Strike, sports money, UFC Nashville. Going to be a lot of fun to figure out how these boys go after it, see what they do when the rubber meets the road come Saturday. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the thumbs up. Make sure you follow at MMA Jeff on X. You give Subhuman Gaucho a follow on X. Give me a follow at PimpSlapPod on X. Follow. Smash that thumbs up button and leave a comment with your favorite fight of the night. We'll see you guys live on Saturday. Big live stream starting about 6 p.m. Take care. Good luck. Get that money.